So we're finally back here again for another video, and today we're going to be talking about how to scale your TikTok shop using TikTok live shopping ads, TikTok shop ads. And if you're getting into it, I'm going to break down the properties. Now, before we get into this, it's not so important that you have your TikTok shop registered as much as it is for this instance that you have your TikTok ads set up, because there's going to be an eligibility for you if you have TikTok ads to send to an external link or an external catalog. Now, I've shared this before. You can still use TikTok ads to generate massive revenue for your Amazon, your Shopify, or any other catalog you have outside of TikTok. It doesn't just apply to TikTok Shop. Now, if you have TikTok Shop, okay, it makes it a bit easier. You can send them to your product catalog. But before we get into it, I just thought that I'd let you know. Now let's dive right into it. Today, we're going to go over a few things: the expert playbook, the creative mastery, and the funnel optimization. Basically, what happens when you start running ads and what is the strategy and framework in your mind when you're trying to sell more product and make more sales on your first campaigns. Now, that's going to translate to something different when you're doing funnel optimization down the road, like what your retargeting looks like, what your upsells look like. And that would be the end stage after you get your initial first purchase. Now, we're talking about something very, very simple. The marketing funnel starts here, right? At awareness. The thing that creates purchases on the awareness level is going to be very different than what a repeat customer would want to be seeing on an advertisement, or what a middle of funnel consideration part of the customer journey, right? So if I'm already problem or solution aware that I need, for example, a skin recovery, I have bad skin, I have eczema, something like that, and I'm already aware of the solution, then I'm going to go for something that's a testimonial or a founder story of him or her going through their journey, and that's going to inspire a purchase. Whereas maybe top of funnel, somebody who's looking to get into it might see a 30-second montage of all the people who have that problem, and then I'm going to be interested in purchasing and trying a sample, which is only going to be around $15. Needless to say, TikTok Shop is the best targeted video ads platform for e-commerce sellers today, because on Google, people are shopping for a million different things. On Amazon, they're targeting, they're looking for a specific product. Where on TikTok, you're going to be most of the customers there are spending their time flipping through TikTok all the time. And TikTok has the data on Google. They have the data from your social media searches. And what they're going to do is pull that into a specific niche and target so that when you run ads, they're coming up right away. Now, what type of ads convert? Now, this is going to be one of the most important things that we're talking about when it comes to high converting ads. Now, you have a few ways that you want to advertise your product. And because TikTok Shop is a video-based platform, meaning the more video you do, the more captivating you can make, and the better you can show your video of your product to customers or potential buyers, the better it's going to convert and make more sales down the road. So there are various ways that you can do this. The best way to do it is video shopping ads. Now, the best way that I can sum up doing a good video shopping ad for any product is if you have a product that's, for example, like this microphone. The best way to actually make more videos of that product is to simply make a trending video where the video it's not really completely about the product itself, but you're using the product in the video. So it's an indistinct way of advertising your product. So the best way of doing a video shopping ad is to make it seem like it's not an advertisement. To do a video on a product where you can capture the attention, you're constantly using the product. It can be a hat, it can be a t-shirt, but you're out there doing normal things, making the video very organic and very easy on the eyes, not a very quick promotional style advertisement. And the more of those you do, the better it's going to integrate with the TikTok feed. Now, you could do the videos where you're like, hey, this is the best microphone, UGC style, right? And the reason why is because it comes with 2 different microphones and it comes with its own cable, and you can pack in your backpack easily, and you can clip it to your shirt, and you can make short form content. People know about that, right? So it's not going to be new information. Most people can assume what a product is by looking at it. If you have a decent product, you don't need it explained. What you need is an easy lifestyle and a consistent branding, which is why the TikTok videos are going to be so important when you're making video shopping ads. It should be so second nature that it's like, okay, this influencer person's jumping in a pool and then they're popping out the microphone and they're talking about content. And then in the corner, it's going to say learn more. And when they click learn more, it's going to be like, oh, okay, so, this is the shopping ad, or this is the catalog. And so when you're doing a video shopping ad, or when you're doing any ad, you gear it for consumption. When they consume the content and they're interested in it, that's all you need from the video. Because if you give too much information, they're going to figure out the entire script, the entire play before you're able to actually drive an action from them. It's like when you have a movie preview that tells you everything about the movie before you watch it. That's not a good preview. It might be a good summary, but most of the time, nobody watches those types of movies because they understand the entire information behind it. There's no mystery. So when you're doing the video shopping ad, I highly encourage that. Now, product shopping ads are different. Product shopping ads are, hey, I'm scrolling through my feed and I'm seeing the product in the feed and it's coming up either as a catalog or it's coming up as the listing, stop and scroll listing ad where it's more on the product. Now, those are going to be more centered around your product images, which are very important to highlight the key benefits. And if you're an Amazon or Shopify seller, you're going to really, really understand how you can use graphics. And you might already have graphics in your drive that will help you contribute to your shopping ads. Now, these are going to be high converting ads when you're doing a low targeted campaign spend. So whereas video shopping ads is going to be something that you do more typically, where you're spending most of your budget to discover the awareness to mid-funnel purchases, where your product shopping ads are going to be something where you're running on a low budget. It's kind of like a catch-all campaign, maybe $20, $30 per day. And you have specific keywords and an email list where it's targeting to people you definitely know are going to be interested. And when they stop and scroll, they're going to make at least one or two purchases from that advertisement. The reason why is because they're a bit more mid-funnel or a bit more familiar with your product that you can get away with just giving them a photo image and some benefits. The last part about the ad side when generating more sales is the live shopping ads. And these are real-time events that are going to appeal more to people who are natively shopping on TikTok. Now, you may ask yourself, like, what people are shopping on TikTok all the time? There are tons of shoppers on TikTok. There are over 2 million shoppers on TikTok. And that's happening daily. And because of that, you see different types of sellers. You can go to IntentWise, you can go through a different few types of programs. Some are like fastmoss.com, which I talk about quite often. They're going to give you real live data on GMV from 7 to 30 days, gross volume from some of these brands. Now, the live shopping ads, you're going to integrate them similar to a webinar. So if you know what a webinar is, you're informing, you're educating, you're entertaining about your product, and then at the end, you're going to sell it. Kind of like a video commercial on like TV back 10, 15 years ago. It's going to be specific type of information where people who are live going through the feed on TikTok are going to tune into your product and they're going to shop that product. Now, the best way to do live shopping ads is actually to do a founder style advertisement where somebody is going to, the founder of the brand is going to be making a video talking about the history, talking about the benefits behind the product, and then they're going to go into how one can use the product and the best use cases. The other best way is to actually hire an influencer to talk about it in their following live stream. And that's going to be a targeted ad campaign where they can click and purchase the product. Now, this usually works the best when you have a TikTok shop and when you have an affiliate program set up so that the influencer can easily create a live shopping ad. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be set up this way, but the highest conversions, 7 to 10x, are usually coming from either meet the founder style live shopping ads or by an LSA live shopping ad from an influencer. Now that that has been said, the most important and best way to target your ads in 2025, if you're just a new seller on TikTok or if you have no sales from TikTok ads, it's probably because you don't have your automated stuff done right. So if you're an Amazon seller, if you're a Google ads type of guy, you're going to understand the importance of keywords, but the importance of having automated targeting so that you can see and discover how to create more purchases for or with your advertisements. So The GMV max campaign, which is basically your AI performance marketing campaign for videos and your catalog, is the best way to see realized and initial purchases on TikTok. Now, it's got an automated assistant that's going to give you adjustments. If you're familiar with Meta Catalog, it's going to be very similar to your performance max campaigns or the automated Advantage Plus campaigns, right? Performance Max is actually for Google, whereas Advantage Plus is for Facebook. Now, you can leverage the organic campaigns to target on your GMV. So if you have an organic video that's already creating traffic and buzz, you can use a GMV campaign to boost that actual performance and create more sales. You can also scale different types of things like A/B test. You can have the GMV campaign learn on its own. You'll usually set this budget up from $30 to $50 a day on ad spend, and you're just going to have it kind of ramp up on its own for 2 weeks and see what data it brings out. Now, you should start here if you don't have ads running on TikTok and you don't know what to do with ads. GMV is going to be your best bet at finding the audience for you that's going to allow you to scale, because initially you have no data. And just like anything else, without a clear data set, you're just flying blind and you have no idea what's going to create purchases, which I might note is actually the number one key that's not allowing most sellers who are going on TikTok Shop or using TikTok assets to scale. It's the one thing that's stopping you, because if you have no clear data set and you spend nothing in opportunity costs to figure out whether you can make more sales and get a larger data skew so that you know what to do with that, it's going to stop you from selling. And then when you are put off to that, then you're probably going to quit running TikTok ads. You're going to stop believing that TikTok is a real platform that creates income, and it's usually a hindrance there. So keep that in mind. If you're doing your GMV wrong, or if you're not running GMV ads and you're trying to do all this other stuff, think about the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule is basically, most of your focus should be on the stuff that makes the most difference. And the most difference starts at the GMV campaign level. Before that, I'll just also say that you're going to want to have a few influencer marketing campaigns where you have different viewpoints talking about your product. Now, TikTok Ads Manager, it's different than your affiliate marketing manager. It's different than your TikTok account, which is your social media account. It's different than your TikTok Seller Center, and it's different than your Business Center, where everything's comprised into one. Now, TikTok does a very interesting thing where they have like different domains for different sectors of your commerce handling assets, and that's okay. But you should be very, very, very aware that TikTok Ads Manager is its own thing. So you can assign different roles to different parts of your TikTok catalog and your brand. So having a full control, understanding what creatives do what, how to set up a GMV campaign, how to run all of these performance and custom targeting, that's going to encompass the entirety of what it means to be an expert and create more sales. So the better you are aware of the platform and the TikTok ads part, the more you have a chance of understanding what it takes to scale. Now, if you know that you have the good custom targeting where you're hitting your target, and you know that you have your budget right and your creative is engaging enough, and your ROAS and you're understanding what that's going to be like on the dashboard, then you can go ahead and see okay, well, this ad's simply not running correctly, this targeting is off, or if all the things are right, then there might be a deeper issue. But if you don't know what those issues are, and you're running through the TikTok Ads Manager and the Business Center and then the Affiliate Partner Center, and then you're going to your own organic feed and you're like, what are all these things? There's a big likelihood that you're either not understanding that hockey stick learning curve side, and you're at the beginning side of it where you're not really understanding much about it, therefore you're not able to capitalize on more information, and you're going to want some additional knowledge. Now, go through the Ads Manager, go through the Affiliates Manager, go through the TikTok Seller Academy, and go through our website to figure out what you want to do. If you want to get at the edge of that hockey stick, that learning curve, really, really quick, the best thing you can do, hop on a call with me, be like, hey, Sage, I've got issues with TikTok, I got issues with the shop, I don't know what I'm doing, help me out. And I'm going to be able to set you straight on what needs to happen to scale. The $500,000 ad strategy goes like this. You've got a creative hook, right? You've got either attractive video that's instantly replayable. I want to see that again. That caught my attention. Information there was something that I actually wanted to figure out more about, so I want to play it again. Create desire in the first 15 to 30 seconds. Past 30 seconds, you have a super high likelihood of most people dropping off. So the most important thing to do is you overpack information within 15 to 30 seconds in a short video of your product or in an entertainment-focused product video with a single hook. And that single hook can be something related to health, can be something related to your benefit of your product, or it can be something related to the solution. So if I wanted to sell a cancer relief product, or if I had some type of snake oil that cured cancer, I would say cure cancer in 15 seconds. And then it would be an entire list of different photos, videos, and facts laid out within the linear timeline of that video that's going to capture more attention, to where I'm pausing at each benefit and fact within that ad. And then I'm going to say, wow, at the end of that, I want to press learn more, and I'm going to go to either the landing page, the Amazon, or to the shopping catalog. Now, the campaign setup is also very important. Once you have that set up, your conversion focus should be starting at $20 per day, because you're not going to want to overspend. And then you're going to want to test at least 3 to 5 different audiences, like a handful of audiences. And the reason is, you don't want to have a huge sample size where there's obviously no correlation. It's harder to find a correlation within a larger sample size, but you still want to keep it targeted enough to where you understand, okay, well, this means this and this means that. Like, this is for the 18 to 35, this is for the 55, to above range. This is for the interested in one thing, this is the interest in another. So you can kind of put that together by understanding the targets. Now, the targets are going to be the most important, because what is all the benefits and the hooks in our video going to contribute to if you don't have the targets correct? And that's true in performance marketing as it is in the TikTok side too. So, somebody who's understanding in meta catalog videos, who understands Shopify catalog videos, and how to do that at scale, is going to be able to help you with a TikTok strategy as well. Scaling process. Now, the biggest way, I've worked with a lot of brands. And some of the brands that I've worked with are like these Korean type of beauty brands who like to figure out what it looks like in a year's time. I want to spend $100,000 on advertisement per month, and I want to get to 7 figures in revenue. So they have a lot of capital to invest. And when I was talking to some of these people, they're saying, what does the real scale up look like? What does 10x, 20x look like when we're spending $100,000 or even $500,000 a month on advertisement? What does that look like? And at first, it's very daunting, because a lot of these spends are very, very large and you don't know exactly where to focus them. And when I was in this group, a lot of people would tell me, hey, you got to start with the influencer stuff. You go to the video ads after. Now, the same thing works for the TikTok ad strategy. Like, it's either you're starting with organic and you know it works. You know it works because you have a previous data set from your Shopify, from your Amazon, from your keyword targeting, or you have influencer marketing that you can better target your scale up. A scale up works the best when you have true audience. It just clear as day, a fact. And the better you are and the easier it is for you to understand what that is, the more likelihood of you scaling up. So you can do well with a few ads, but down the road, if you're looking to scale up past 6-7 figures per month, the best way to do that is figuring out what videos convert the quickest and what influencers or voice behind the actual ads are producing the most sales. Now, the best ad style creatives that work for you, you're gonna have to figure it out on your own. I've said this before. It would be the founder story ad, because people like to watch videos on the CEO or the founder talking about their brand and the story behind it. People trust that. And it's accurate. Of course, people trust the founder of the brand himself. So that's going to be a big one for creating relatability and then showing the problem solution part of things. The other type of ad, which kind of more leans towards the shopping ad where you're flipping through the catalog, it's not as much about the video, but you can do a comparison ad. And those comparison ads are going to be, you open with the problem, this is the issue. And then you go through, this is the main product that people know about. We have a product, for example, that's an acid reflux style product. There's one way of doing it, which is the medically sound way of doing it through a certain type of drug that people are prescribed. at the doctor's office. And then there's another product, the product that we're selling, that's more natural, possibly more safe, a long-term solution where you get just as good of the results and you don't need to go and damage your body. And so there's the comparison ad in a video style if you were to do it that way as well. So founder story ads, comparison ads are going to be really effective because they show the use and they create social proof almost instantly. The last one would be, more leaning into the social proof as well, which is the transformation advertisement. So if your product really works, right? If this strategy works, then you're going to be able to prove this strategy by doing this and then go back and then we can use you as a case study down the road. So the same thing would work in this sense, where you're doing a transformation ad. It's going to convert a lot for you as well, because somebody using your product, somebody happy about your product, somebody who's made big gains, specifically like for people who are selling supplements or beauty products or wellness products, any of those are actually going to contribute to a good transformation ad. You're going to find success on the transformation side. So show compelling results, show visual proof. People like to see the real, before and after of how your product works for them. And needless to say, it's a great way to convert sales because people want to figure out what the guinea pigs of the experiment were before trialing things. And when they're looking at transformation ad, essentially they're looking at, for other use cases. So before we get into this any further, I'm going to go into two things. What it looks like to start on your TikTok shop ads journey, and then what things you want to avoid when you're running ads. So starting on your TikTok ads journey, you want to create videos, 3 to 5 solid organic videos that are like your stuff that you could do in your sleep, the stuff that keeps the lights on, right? You're just doing it consistently to drive more sales, more purchases, but it's nothing huge. It's nothing too much for you to continue to do. Now, this creates a linear positive growth in your organic traffic that will allow you to make more sales and build up more attention. While you're doing that, you want to test some of those GMV max campaigns. And then you usually have a great test ad credit that comes up from TikTok that usually is from $500 to $1,500, where they're going to offer you a free ads credit for you to test out their platform. Now, this is something that's a promotion that's running right now, that if you have a TikTok shop or you're on TikTok ads, they're going to offer this. So make use of that before you start running crazy ads on your own campaigns. Figure it out for yourself before you get into it, but not before having your solid organic videos and not having your test GMV max videos. So if you have a credit, test them on GMV max. The other thing is join an ad challenge. Now, there are various ad challenges that come up on the TikTok shop or the TikTok newsletter. I would actually swap this out for just doing affiliate marketing promotions and then doing influencer marketing promotions. So going out and spending $300 to $500 on some UGC influencer content within your niche. Make sure that the person who's doing the UGC is in your customer profile, has the same type of interests, has an audience that you know is similar to what product you're selling, and then try a few of those. Make sure that you can put that into an organic campaign and then also test the GMV when that's completed. Now, the things that you're going to want to avoid is no text overload. On TikTok, the best thing for you is to avoid having too much keywords, because people are just watching the video for entertainment. They're not watching it so that to read a whole Bible verse of your stuff. Now, the late product reveal is also important. The first 3 seconds are going to be entertainment, and then you're going to want to slowly unravel what your product is. And that goes for everything, right? And so you can kind of see your product as something you want to reveal down the line. In film, Quentin Tarantino does this a lot. So in the beginning of movies, he'll create a mystery where you're unraveling it down the way. And that's the same thing that you want to do when you're doing short form content. Create the appeal, create the mystery first, and then show the product at the end. Don't make it an in your face type of thing, because people are really, really turned off to that. And then create multiple different types of creatives. Ask ChatGPT if you want. Try to make it as frictionless as possible for you to create different angles so that you don't get burnt out. The other way of doing this is just hiring my team. It's very easy to do that. And then the other thing is, don't ignore the metrics. Look at everything on your dashboard, on your affiliate side, on your ad stuff, and then on your website as well, just to make sure you understand where are most traffic coming from and what can I do to increase. Now, TikTok is the best way to get purchases from an e-commerce platform outside of Amazon right now, because there's so much focus from the corporate side to the consumer side to the seller side of information and new ways of selling, and they're trying to boost their engagement on this platform. Now, if you ignore the metrics and if you're writing off TikTok, this is your time to understand that if you don't move on TikTok, whether it's in just the ad side, just the affiliate side, or the entire seller center and business center combined, you're going to be left in the dust. And pretty soon, other sellers selling the same product as you or worse, not as good products as you, are going to start leveling up against you. So the last thing that I'll say is you want a weekly creative refresh. So have somebody, a VA, do the new creative ideas for you each week so that you're not constantly battling with this creative anxiety, this writer's block / creator's block of sorts. 2, make UGC content because other people need to be seen using your product. Consumers like to see various types of demographics using your product and different voices. Now, cross-platform retargeting. That's something we haven't really talked about. I'm not so for that if you're not already doing well on TikTok. So Meta and Google are a great way to, spread out the traffic and to retarget, but you're probably not at that stage yet, as most sellers who are under 7 figures aren't going to want to be doing this just yet. Your product tagging, of course, when you're doing videos, the best way to product tag is to one, do it on the shop level. If you have a TikTok shop, obviously have your category in the right, or your product categorized correctly. Then 2, if you're looking to target more organically for your product, use a hashtag or say it in the video. So if you're selling, supplements for, like creatine supplements, just say that in the video and that's a proper product tag. Now, this is a quick graph of the way that it's been this year with TikTok ads. Now, most people are still shopping from the Instagram organic meta ads dashboard on stories and then Facebook as well. And Google's coming just after Instagram because anybody who's running anything related to ads is obviously running on Google. So you can't always trust that. The Instagram is your closest bet for content that you're doing, video, product-based stuff, and that's going to make engagements. But right now, 2025 is full of TikTok shop stuff. And that's going to be where we're going to focus on.